As I mentioned last lecture, this subject is related with basic engineering materials, where you have to apply fundamentals of natural sciences to make out any application or to fabricate any device. So, so four fundamentals materials or categories I mentioned yesterday. The first was metals and alloys. The first category. Then or major category. Then second is ceramics. The third comes polymer. Okay, polymer. So this is what the same category. And fourth one is composite. Maybe combination of these three or maybe two, whatever. These are four basic engineering materials. So in that, this is what the one of the major categories, polymers. So we use polymers as a plastic or as a rubber. Okay, so these are all polymers. Okay. Now coming to the core part of this. So we should able to define what is this material. You just look at the reaction. Uh, so if you look at the reaction, here there is a reactant side, there are some conditions, and we have product side. So this product side is a polymer. Okay, and this is very famous polymer and also basic polymer. Okay, this is polyethylene. Now, if you carefully observe the structure of reactant, okay, and also the product, you can identify the changes those happening during conversion. Okay, so here we have CH2 double bond CH. So here we have two CH2 groups attached by double bond. Okay, so we took such n such molecules together and then we heated them. Okay, and what we have CH2 CH2, they are intact, but they are joined with single bond. Double bond is converted to single bond, but they all these n molecules which were separate before reaction, now they are connected together, and that is what polymer, a huge molecule. Okay, so this is polyethylene, and this is ethylene monomer. So ethylene linkages, they are linked together n times, or n such ethylene molecules are linked together. We have got a huge molecule called as a polyethylene. So this is polymer, and it is prepared from monomer. Okay, so we, and the reaction is polymerization. So now we can easily define what is polymer. So polymers are what? They are huge molecules. They are huge molecule means high molecular weight compound. Okay, now we have n ethylene linkages. So molecular weight is tremendously increased. Here, if we look at the reactant, that is ethylene, we also called it as a monomer. Here, molecular weight is very small. 2 carbon atoms and 4 hydrogen atoms. We can easily count it. But here, in this case, molecular weight is very huge, and we count it as an average molecular weight. Okay, so in short, polymer is a huge molecule having high molecular weight, and it is prepared by repeated linking of low molecular weight compound called as a monomer, and the reaction is called as a polymer. That's all. That is what the definition. So that is what a definition. Polymer is high molecular weight compound. High molecular weight compound formed by repeated linking or linking together larger number of small molecules called as monomer. Hey, please unmute your mic. Please unmute your microphone. कोणाचे चालू आहे बघा. सुयश कुकडे. सुयश the mic unmute कर. Okay, so if we look at the reaction, we can easily define what is polymer. So polymer is high molecular compound. This is important characteristics of any polymer, high molecular weight. Ordinary molecules, their molecular weight is low. But polymers, when we talk about polymers, we have repeated linking of small molecules. So obviously molecular weight is high. And how they are produced? By linking together a larger number of small molecules. And they are called the monomer. That's a very simple definition. And example is polyethylene. It is prepared by repeated linking of ethylene. Okay, and if you look at the difference, double bond is converted to single bond. Otherwise, there is no change at all. All CH2 groups, means both the CH2 groups are intact. Now, what is monomer? How to define monomer? So, it is low molecular weight compound. So, polymer is high molecular weight compound. Monomer is low molecular weight compound, which can be converted into a polymer. Which can be converted into polymer. It means what? All organic molecules are not monomer. There are few organic molecules or compounds, those can be converted into polymer. That is what the definition. And they are obviously low molecular weight compound. Now, if you look at ethylene molecule, it is monomer. So, why it is monomer? Because it is a small molecule having low molecular weight and it can be converted into polymer. Okay, that is what is monomer. Now, basic condition, monomer should have proper functionality. Monomer should have proper functionality. The proper functional group असायला पाहिजे. And now, what is functionality? So, monomer should possess at least two functional groups or two reactive centers. This is basic condition. त्यांनाच monomer म्हणायचं. प्रत्येकाला all organic molecules are cannot be monomer, cannot be polymerized. Okay, so those organic molecules having at least two functional groups or two reactive centers, then and only we can call them as a monomer, and those molecules can be converted into polymers. Okay. So we can define functionality accordingly. The number of functional groups or reactive centers in a molecule. That is what functionality. Okay. Other functional groups we have already studied. Carboxyl functional group, COH, OH, halogen. These are the active functional groups. So there are several other functional groups. Reactive centers means what? Presence of double bond or triple bond. Okay. So monomers must possess proper functionality. Means they must have proper functional group. Then and then only they can be converted into huge molecule called as polymer. That's all. Now, monomers can be categorized according to their functionality. Means how many reactive sites or how many functional groups are there. Based on that, we have bifunctional monomer. Bi means two. Obviously, these monomers have two reactive sites. Means that these monomers can be polymerized from two different sites. Okay. So these monomers have two active functional groups or reactive sites. Now, one example is ethylene. Okay, ethylene is bifunctional. Why ethylene is bifunctional? Because it can be polymerized from this side and also from another side. Okay, so that is why bifunctional. So you can look at this molecule, polyethylene. So it has grown from this side and also from another side. So that means ethylene monomer is bifunctional, two reactive centers. Ethylene, polyethylene, styrene, these are bifunctional. Then trifunctional. So obviously trifunctional means what? Three reactive centers. These three sites are available for polymerization. Molecule, that monomer molecule can be grown from three directions. Okay. So these monomers have three active functional groups or reactive centers. Okay. So best example is phenol. Now if you look at the phenol molecule, let me draw it over here. Okay. So what example I mentioned is phenol. So phenol is what? It is an aromatic compound. You have already studied that. We have benzene ring. Okay. This is benzene and one OH group is attached. So what is our observation? It is trifunctional. Tri means what? Here, this is one ortho site, this is second ortho site, and this is uh, para site. Para, you must have studied this ortho, meta, and para. So these two are ortho, these two are meta, and these two are now para. Okay, sites. So in case of phenol, three sites are available for polymerization. Means it polymerization can be done from this direction, this ortho direction, another ortho direction, or this one para position. That is what it is called as a trifunctional uh, trifunctional monomer. Okay. Now tetrafunctional. Now tetra means what? Four reactive sites. So obviously these monomers have four active functional groups or four reactive sites. So urea is a best example for this tetrafunctional monomers. So urea, if I draw over here, this is what urea, C double bond O. This is what one functional group, and it is connected to amine NH2 and H2. Okay. Now, if you look at this molecule, our statement is this is tetra functional, means four reactive sites are available. So which are those four reactive sites? These two hydrogen atoms on this amine group and these two hydrogen atoms on another amine group. So we have two sites over here and two sites at this amine group. So in all, four reactive sites are available for the polymerization. That is what it is called as tetrafunctional monomer. Okay. So I hope you understood the concept of functionality. So in short, let me summarize this. So polymers are high molecular weight compound and they are formed by repeated linking of monomers, which are low molecular weight compound. Now what are monomers? All organic molecules cannot be monomer. So monomer is a separate category or special category where these molecules have proper functionality, means active functional group or reactive site, means either functional group like COOH, CO, NH2, amide, whatever. These are active functional group. Those should be there. That is the first condition. Or there must be either double bond or triple bond. Okay. So active functional group or reactive centers. This is basic condition uh, to, to, to prepare polymer. And those compounds are called as a monomer. Okay. Now, next part is classification of polymers. How to classify them? There are various criteria. First is first criteria is based on monomer, type of monomer. Second, based on structure of final polymer. And finally, third one is based on chemical composition of polymer. So first we will see monomer based on nature of monomer or type of monomer. So accordingly, we have homopolymers or copolymers based on nature of monomer. So let us see first what are homopolymers. Homopolymers are prepared by same type of monomer. One and same type of monomer is repeated n times. That is what homopolymer. A simple example is polyethylene. So in case of polyethylene, monomer is ethylene. So one and same type of monomer is this ethylene is linked n times. And what we have is polyethylene, and that is homopolymer. Homo means same. Okay, same type of monomer is used. Okay. So another observation: these homopolymers they have linear or branch structure. Linear or branch structure. With almost straight shape. Then example, as I said, first example is or basic example of homopolymer is polyethylene. Okay. This is what the first example, polyethylene. So here ethylene is a monomer. So one and same type of monomer is repeated n times. Second, polypropylene. So here propylene is monomer. Propylene is repeated for n times. We got polypropylene. So this is homopolymer. Polystyrene. So styrene is monomer. Styrene is repeated for n times. Then polyvinyl chloride. So vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride is monomer. Okay. So vinyl chloride is repeated for n times. And we get polyvinyl chloride. So this is what homopolymer. And they have linear structure. Linear means this is what linear structure. Suppose A is a monomer. A is a monomer in this case. Okay. So suppose ethylene. So it is repeated n times. A. There is no B, no other monomer. So that's what homopolymer. So homopolymer can be a linear chain or straight chain or branches. We can have branches. So this is one backbone or one branch, major branch, having one and same monomer A. Okay, it is linked to another branch or maybe another branch, one more branch. Okay, so we have branch homopolymer. So if you look at the structure of this polymer, you will definitely find what there is only a monomer. Okay, that is what it is homopolymer. One and same monomer is repeated for n. That is homopolymer. Now, when we say copolymer, co means what? Different. So obviously, the definition is very simple. Two or more different monomers are polymerized, and what we have is copolymer. Okay? So they are prepared by two different types of monomers. Okay? Now they can have alternating, random, block, or graph structure. Now there are different possibilities. Most of them are linear only. Okay. Even though they are copolymers, they are linear. They have mostly have linear structure. Styrene, butadiene, rubber. Now, if you look at the first example, here we have styrene as a one monomer and butadiene as another monomer. So, two different monomers are polymerized. And what we have is a rubber, styrene butadiene rubber, or nitrile butadiene rubber. Nitrile is the first monomer, butadiene is the second monomer. They polymerize together, and what we have is nitrile butadiene rubber. Two different types of monomers, so that is what copolymer. Okay. Now, as mentioned in the second segment, they have alternating random or block or graph structure. So alternating means what? Let us see. A is a one monomer, is linked to B. Again to A, again to B, again A, again B, A, B, A, B, A, B. So perfect alternating sequence. A and B are monomers. Then random copolymer. Copolymer, but there is no sequence. A is linked to B, again to 1A, again 1B, again 2A, randomly 3B, maybe 4A, random sequence. So that is a random copolymer. Block. So block means what? Block of A, if you look at the structure, block of A is linked to block of B, B monomers. Block of A monomers linked to block of B monomers. Okay. Graft. So graft is like this. It's a branch. If you look at the structure, here you have a straight chain produced by A monomers, okay, and it is grafted at particular position by B monomers, or we can say branches of B monomers. So if you look at the overall structure, you will definitely find it is copolymer. There are A type of monomers and B type of monomers, but they are in a graft fashion. So this is according to type of monomer. Homopolymer, the same type of monomer is repeated again and again. For example, polyethylene, or it can be copolymer. Co means different types of monomers linked together and polymers. Then now second criteria based on structure of polymer. This is an important criteria. So here polymer can be linear polymers or branch polymers, and most important category is cross-linked polymers. Okay, let us see. So linear and branch we have already seen. So linear is what? Suppose this is one monomer, this is one monomer, it is linked to another monomer, and so forth up to n times. Okay, linear chain. There is no branching, no cross linking. So polyethylene, polypropylene, they are mostly linear chain polymers. Structure is linear. Then branch polymers. Okay. So branch is what? This is one linkage, one linkage. Okay. This is another linkage, one, another, third, and there is branch. Okay. This is one more branch, and so forth. So this is branch uh, structure of polymer. Okay. So here meeting will end. Okay, within 10 minutes, then you rejoin after 10 minutes. Okay. So this is branch polymer. Example is polyethylene, polypropylene. Polypropylene, polypropylene can be linear chain or they can have branches. By controlling polymerization, we can add branches to the backbone of polyethylene. Now, third category is a cross-linked polymer, very strong and tough polymers. So here, the nylon 66, phenol formaldehyde, urea formaldehyde, these are all cross-linked polymers. So this is what a cross-linked polymer. I think I should draw structure here. You see, suppose M is a monomer. So this is linked to another monomer, again to third monomer, and so forth. Also. Now this is one linear chain. It is linked to another linear chain, and their cross-link is way and in all directions. So this is what called as a cross-linked polymer. So they are three-dimensional polymer with very strong polymers. Nylon 66 or phenol formaldehyde, urea formaldehyde. So this is what the structure you can know. So according to structure, we have seen linear polymers means linearly their monomers are linked in a linear fashion, or they may have certain branches, or they are cross-linked. Now chemical composition. What are the constitution? Organic polymers and inorganic polymers. Organic polymers. You have already heard this word. Organic means is a derivative of hydrocarbon. Carbon and hydrogen. Organic. So obviously backbone chain means main chain, means skeleton is made up of carbon atoms along with hydrogen oxygen atoms. You understand? So backbone chain must contain carbon atoms. So polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene, polyvinyl chloride, these are organic polymers. Backbone chain is made up of carbon and hydrogen. And here another atom can be added. In this case, polyvinyl chloride, chlorine is added. So that is organic polymer because backbone chain is hydrocarbon. So this is polyethylene. You can see hydrogen and carbon. Now inorganic polymers. Inorganic means other than hydrocarbon. So obviously backbone chain is made up of atoms other than carbon. Other than carbon. In backbone chain में क्या था? Silicon, phosphorus, oxygen, sulfur, etc. But no carbon. So those polymers are called inorganic polymers. So polysilicon, polysilane is a inorganic. So this is polysilicon. This is one linkage, one similar linkage linked to another same linkage, and what we have is a polysilicon. So and so forth. Polysilicon, famous plastic. Then Polysilicon, silicon linked to hydrogen. This is one linkage, linked to another linkage, and so on and so forth, up to n times. We don't know. Okay. So this, if you look at the backbone, you will find silicon only, no carbon. Here also silicon and oxygen. So these are inorganic polymers. So this is about the polymerized that classification of polymers according to chemical composition. Means what is present in the backbone of polymer. Okay, if it is carbon and hydrogen, it is organic. If it is other than carbon and hydrogen, it is inorganic. Okay. Now, if we look at if you look at the next that is what how to prepare polymers. The types of polymerization. Now, what is polymerization? We understood polymer. Polymer is what? It is high molecular weight compound formed by repeated linking of low molecular weight compounds called as a monomers. Okay. So then, what is polymerization? It is process. It is process of preparation of polymers. It is process of synthesizing polymers, or we can say this process of repeated linking of monomers to produce polymer. Okay. So first is addition or chain polymerization, and second is condensation or step polymerization. Okay, this is a very important point. So questions are being asked on this point, maybe differentiation or maybe separate note. Okay, so these are the two ways we can prepare polymers. So let us see one by one. Okay, addition, polymerization. Now I think 3 or 4 minutes are left behind. Then we will be disconnected. We will rejoin with the same link. Okay. Once we get disconnected, we will rejoin. Till that time, we will continue. Addition or chain polymerization. So I will first write simple reaction, which we have already studied. Okay. This is what polyethylene preparation from ethylene monomer. So polyethylene is polymer which contains n ethylene linkages, and ethylene is monomer. Now ethylene has one double bond, so it has proper functionality. And so this is called correlation. And when if this conversion is not that simple, we need catalyst and we need to apply heating. So that is what additive polymer. When ethylene monomers or N-ethylene monomers are heated in presence of suitable catalyst, okay, what is happening is addition polymerization, and we get all ethylene molecules linked together, okay, and we have polyethylene. Okay, so just looking at the reaction, we have to prepare points or notes. You don't have to mug up. You just write this reaction. Even in examination, if question is asked, write a note on addition or chain polymerization. You should remember this reaction, how ethylene is converted into polyethylene, and this way you should write. You should be able to write this reaction. Then your answer will be ready. Let us see how it is. First, we will make comment on monomer. If you look at the monomer, that comment we should make. What is that? Monomers must possess unsaturation of, that is what, double bond or triple bond. For example, ethylene and propylene. You understand the meaning of the first point? First point. See, first point is based on the monomer. If you look at the monomer, you will definitely find double bond. So the first statement would be monomers must possess unsaturation. This is basic condition to prepare addition polymer. Okay. Then, now if you look at the product side here, you will find polyethylene and no other product. So no byproduct is produced. That is what the second observation or second point. Okay, in your answer, no removal of simple molecules. No removal of simple molecule during polymerization. Now, based on the second point, we can make third point. So that third point is a comment on molecular weight of polymer. Now, if you look at the reaction, there is no removal of simple molecule. So, no removal of simple molecule means what? Molecular weight. Molecular weight of polymer, means in this case polyethylene, okay, is exact multiple of monomer, means n multiple of monomer. Okay, so molecular weight of this polymer is n multiple of ethylene. That's all. Okay, because there is no removal of simple molecule. Now, mechanism of polymerization. I think we should stop here and we will rejoin for 10 more minutes. Okay. Okay. After